Today is April 25th, 2026. Okay. Yesterday on the 24th was the year anniversary of the Texas group being up in Summit Mall. The Muslims and hijabs, the Middle Eastern Iraqi men, announcing this whole thing was a scam for that guy Will to join us. It's all ruined because that Michelle told him that the doctor from before was not one of hers. He works for them and they had lied. Because she told on him this whole thing's ruined. He told him we said take care of her. Then they start threatening the little girl's life after that in places. But they even announced this thing was a scam for that guy Will to join them. The Texas group is we all work for the King from Texas. We are his men. Dave hired us, so he's a drug lord. He's a U.S. military Iraqi translator, went into the dark web malware fentanyl king. He's from Iraq. He's a Muslim. So with the ladies in hijabs, full garb, black outfits all the way down, Middle Eastern men, telling people they're human traffickers or pimps, tell everybody they're drug dealers. And we have the right to drug her. We have the right to go in her home. We have the right to kill her. We have the right to bash her head in. We have the right to make sure she has nothing. No, they don't. The Muslim group from Iraq, everything's we, is ISIS. They're trying to take over this area with the Judge Peters group from Florida. That Will guy. That's some guy named Pete Dave hired on his own, him and his men, April 23rd, or April 16th of 2023. Danny finally went to Dad, asked him what on earth is going on. He said he hired some guy named Pete on his own. It was Pete and his men in our home before. Pete has her frame. Pete has her tape, the filthy, dirty statement. I've never met him. Never talked to him. Don't know who he is. And honestly, don't even know who this Will guy is. I've never met him in person. You know, where these people are, where I make jokes at them. They're the, oh, great retards. Oh, great retards. You tell them something. You pull it up online. You put it on the internet. Trying to get people to realize these people are playing them. Playing them. Playing them like the fools they are. We live in the United States of America. You know, I had an idiot neighbor when I got home today. Said they found out what site she's been putting stuff up on and tell them what's going on here. They're going to take care of her. Fuck you, bitch. Get an IQ. Get an IQ. That ISIS, some dirty attorney's office trying to get an ISIS, cannot break in people's homes, set up body cameras. I'm sorry you're such a dipshit and a almighty God retard. Oh, hell, retard. Right on Google. Attorney sets up body cameras in your home. They are to be disbarred, criminally charged with voyeurism, cyber stalking, illegal monitoring. A lot more. Disbarred immediately. You have a right to privacy of your home, idiot. Oh, and as far as me putting stuff up online, there's a freedom of press. Freedom of speech, bitch. How many people are in the middle of like horrible chaos, riots, tape everything, put it up there, what's going on, so people know? Do they ever get in trouble? No. You know why? Got a freedom of speech. Got a freedom of press. Do you know why they want to silence you? To get away with it. It's called terrorism. We don't live in a terrorist country, communist. We live in a free nation that you have a freedom of press to make any kind of video out there. Any kind of news broadcast. Any kind of anything from anybody. And tell them what people are doing. You also have a freedom of speech. So, oh, great retard. That attorney's office said they're going to get her. You can't get me, you fucking retard. You shouldn't be allowed out in public. And definitely not by yourself. You have not a brain cell in your fucking head that some retard can tell you they can break in your home and set up body cameras. No, they can't. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements with a court order. Even the FBI go jail. Right to privacy. It's a felony invasion of privacy. Wiretapping, cyberstalking, try to get money out of it, sextortion. Voyeurism lists them as sex offender. The Fourth Amendment in the Constitution, the right of the people to be safe and secure within your own person. No one can touch you unless you want them to. You know better than that. Your places, your homes, your papers, and effects against all unreasonable searches or seizures shall not be violated. What did it just say, bitch? Bitch? It says you can't be in her home. No searches, no seizures, but upon probable cause. Warranted. You have to have court order. Not special bunny permission from Tinkerbell. That nobody knew about. Because Steve hired those men on his own. Starting to feel a little stupid? Of the people, places, or with oath or affirmation, of the people, places, or things to be searched or seized, that's just a search warrant. You also have a right to remain quiet. You have a right to an attorney. With those three rights, police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements. Protected custody only. Statements of threat of life from everyone in that home. Even the FBI go jail. You have a right to privacy. You have a right to remain quiet. You have a right to an attorney. Then, where these almighty retards bow for him. Bow. Where Agent John was supposed to be playing them because they're so retarded. And wackos. Now, he went around. He was supposed to be acting this way. Acting as dumb as these people. And it's... literally that dumb. He's supposed to act as dumb as they are. Well, what did they say? You have a freedom of speech. A freedom of speech. No one can take it away from you but a judge in a jury trial. If a police officer or an agent tells a victim or an informant they can't say anything, you have a constitutional right of freedom of speech. First Amendment. They lose their badge instantly. They lose their badge instantly. And it's tampering with a witness and obstruction to justice. If they tell the informant or victim they don't get their informant money if they say anything, it's blackmail. Extortion out of government funds. Obstruction, justice, tampering with a witness. If they tell an informant if they say anything that no one will help them, they go into attempted murder. They don't even have a right to say it. No judge can sign it. No judge can sign it. It's blackmail. It's a federal crime of blackmail. Extortion, racketeering, tampering with a witness, obstruction justice. They can't blackmail you into being quiet so they can get away with having you killed and harmed. Well, they steal your money anyways. They can't threaten to take your money. You get money for working the case and getting them information, and that's it. I've already talked to a criminal attorney, prosecutor's office, and police. Then right on Google. Golly gee, what does it say? Where they said it's all illegal. Federal crimes of 20 to life in federal for each account. That's how much a judge couldn't sign it. Like they said, a judge would go to jail for signing it. That's how much it's not in the court order. It's a lie. These people need to stop believing these terrorist lies. Get a brain cell. I've never seen such retarded people in my life. that a bunch of terrorists can lie to them. They can do this. Oh, we had the right to break in our home. We had a right to set up body cameras. We had a right to tape in the bathroom. Oh, really? We had a right to sell kiddie porn. Really? We had a right to Photoshop that shower scene in the other room to make her look weird. We had a right to have those boys break in her home, hide, and when she walked by, stab her real quick with it, inject her with a hypnotic drug and tell her to say something horrible, and then beat and rape her. And when it wore off, she didn't know what happened, never seen her talk to anybody. We had a right to human traffic her. No, you didn't. Get the idea. You had no right at all. And rapist tapes are not admissible against the victim. Of being drugged up and told to say horrible stuff, photoshopped and framed in rapist tapes. And that guy Will's just trying to join ISIS, like they were complaining the regular cartel, that none of them's going to help him anymore. He was trying to prove that he could get in a gang that nobody can get into. And they all found out it was ISIS. And that they are already complaining. When they all found, when the case first started, they were parading some beautiful girl around and say they were stealing for her. That would make her ugly. You do realize that. If you're willing to kill somebody, drug, beat, rape, sell children for somebody who's supposed to be beautiful, that makes them ugly. I don't care what they look like. But they were supposed to have been doing it for this absolutely drop-dead beautiful girl. When they found out it was a 350-pound girl, nobody thought it was funny. The Michelle Norm from the Florida drug cartel, the road with the big truck guys, said they were human traffickers and they were selling people. People are disappearing. And they were known to be the human traffickers. They were riding with them, helping sell people. That Will guy is supposed to have paid them to date him. They had to pay 350-pound girls to date him. Then one lost a lot of weight. He's supposed to pay for that while he's paying them to date him. Then he's supposed, and she's announcing it, that he has to pay her. She's announcing it, showing up announcing how he has to pay her. Then he's supposed to pay for plastic surgery, then a nose job. And then people are complaining nobody thought it was funny. That guy Will, that was to pull a scam off here and get in a gang that nobody could ever get into, and everybody was helping him get in a gang no one could get into, and we all found out it was ISIS. Nobody already thought it was funny. He was going to marry that prostitute from that other gang. He probably does have syphilis because he's not acting right. Look at all the things he had done to her. Has something wrong with him. AIDS, syphilis, something. Because he's Looney Tune thinking he has a right to do these horrible crimes. Agent John should have took him out the first day. He should have arrested him or shot him. Something. Because he's very dangerous. Breaking in private homes, drug beating, raping women, having people do it under drugs. And the poor victim so drugged up going to the doctor, don't know what happened to him, never seen or talked to him. Don't even know who the rapist is. And they have all the signs of being drugged, being raped, and nobody was thinking of a rapist. I'm blaming the dirty well water causing infections, bruising, throwing up, and they're giving me all kinds of medication for bruising, throwing up, severe infection, and nobody thought of a rapist. And I'm blaming the dirty well water. Never seen or talked to anybody. You talk about how dangerous that is. They beat me in my stomach till they almost ruptured my intestines. My personal area was so swollen, it was pushed out and open and down, and I would scream when I peed. I had to be on pills and creams, and I have to wash that cream off every few hours, then put more on, and it was excruciating. I was being sexually abused up there. See, now we're going to, something really morbid. People have said it, and some lady today said, I seen some of those videos of those drug dealers, what they were doing to her under drugs. They were even shoving stuff up inside her. That's why she was so swollen. They were abusing her horribly sexually. So I've already heard it. I don't need to cry over those bastards and memories I don't have. Just the physical symptoms of what they did to me when they got done with me under drugs. I don't need to know what those bastards did to me under drugs. I already remember enough during the FBI case. I don't need to know more. Now, the rapist, the drug dealers want my informant money. How damn freeze over. And that Will guy, this is how weird it is. People would laugh. Oh, he went out with her instead of you. I don't even know who this Will guy is. I don't even know this Michelle and Lauren. They just show up and announce themselves and yell crazy crap and leave. They may as well be somebody. I don't know them from Adam. They could be another neighbor on another street. It'd be like them mocking me that they never met me in person. These people have never met me in person. Never sat and talked to me. Ever. I don't know them from Adam. Strangers. Breaking in private homes, violating them. And then one's supposed to be a dirty doctor breaking HIPAA, writing up fraud. Then I found out it's supposed to be Henry Moffy, Dave's girlfriend's dad, lying he's a love doctor, a sex doctor. The man's ugly as a horse's ass. He wishes. I've only seen him. I've never met him in person either. Never talked to him in person. It's not my doctor. And I doubt he's a doctor. Dave said it was just some guy named Pete he hired on his own. He said it wasn't a doctor. Told Danny that. Just some guy. Officer Mark said it was a drug cartel in my home. So where these people, see where they think they're fucking funny, where they think they're so fucking funny, like January 31st, I take that back. September 30th, 25, 1 o'clock in the morning. That biker yelling at that Michelle. This whole thing, Dave's old girlfriend, the whole thing is, your family's dad to drug dealers. Is that what's going on? Yes. Does she even know who you are? No, and I don't want her to know who I am. She don't even know who you are. You had her raped and tortured or skull bashed in because you're weird to drug dealers? Yes, I'm sorry. Listen to her friend Matt and her talk on January 13th, 23. That the Ohio drug dealers were threatening that agent's life for letting all those people be human trafficked. And it was your family allowing them to be human trafficked? Yes, I'm sorry. Your family human trafficked people to pay back those drug dealers? Yes, I'm sorry. She sold little kids for sex slaves. And she's sorry. She sold them to be murdered like cattle, and she's sorry. And it was your family that incited her whole new family, husband's family, to go after him for that farm. I really liked it and I wanted it for myself. Yes. Did you know that the original cartel already admitted they photoshopped everything? Yes. By September 23, yes. Did you know they even confronted her ex-husband that it was medical malpractice, fraud, and medication errors that made her sick before? Yes, I knew that. Well, then you take Henry Moffy, January 1926, how he was so glad he never met me in person. And he was the one that incited my new husband's family to go after him, to steal his farm. He was going to steal everything for him. Told him to stay out of it. Found out he was vandalizing stuff on the farm. So where that girl, that's her dad. That's Dave's girlfriend's dad. Put them together, and that how he had a judge's friend. He was going to enter everything in court, pull a fast one on the FBI, steal all the cases' money while the FBI is busy with Minnesota, and be long gone while I wrote the president and FBI internal affairs. Over my dead body, you'll get a dime. I don't know you. I've only seen you. And you will not get a dime. And he's so glad he never met me in person. You wouldn't even got a pity date. He tells all men I'm not good enough. Fuck you. I almost died to save my family. See, that's where the officers and agent work my case think I'm amazing. She has no training. She lived through all that and helped us get all that information on those people. She's amazing. Well, my officers and agents, you need to talk to my children. You need to break their mother up. You talk to Gabe, my grandson. You need to talk to Danny. You need to talk to Josh. You need to talk to Dixie. You need to talk to Jen about being drugged and told to say it before, photoshopped and framed in a big drug scam. That's all it was. Fake dirty doctors breaking HIPAA. These people don't know one law at all. And it's just a big scam. Your mom almost died to save you. Dave was threatening to kill everyone. Break me up a little bit. How? Got all those big arrests because of what I lived through. Saved hundreds of people. Wasn't for carrying around the house, Karen's will. FBI informant. You went and had your way into the cartel. The horror I lived through. Like my money agent, John. But Officer Mark, Officer John, if you take care of that for me, I'd appreciate it. The lies need to stop, and the only way you can stop the lies is telling the truth. You confront them. See, my videos, you know why they want to silence them? Because like people said, when they listen to me, they realize nobody could do this. It puts common sense to their insanity where they say they can do this. And when they realize the laws, that they can't do any of it, they realize how much they're being fooled. It's just like HIPAA violations. No doctor could ever be with them and say anything about me. It's a HIPAA violation. It's a right to privacy over your medical records. They can't look you up without your signed consent, picture ID for both. Some strange doctor cannot look you up. No doctor could write up something on me and give it to them without my signed consent and picture ID on both sides because of my right to privacy over my medical records. They can't tape you unaware, the same thing. They can't say a word what they seen or treated you for. That's another federal crime. Each one of these are 10 years. And they're strictly enforced. Get the idea? They can't even say what they treated you for anytime without your signed consent and picture ID. It's a federal crime. Lost a license immediately and 10 years federal. That's how much they can't have a doctor with them. Like they said, these people did not realize it. It's not my doctor. Repeatedly, that this whole thing is just a scam to extort money from the government. December 1st, 25. The whole thing was just a scam to extort money from the government. My ex-husband was involved, that the doctor from before was not one of mine, works for them, and they have lied. He was one of her doctors. She doesn't know who he is, and they drugged her and told her to say it before with hypnotic drugs. She has no memory of these people. They photoshopped washing in the shower in the other room to make her look weird with herself. And that guy Pete that's running his mouth about her, she's never even met him either. It's just a scam to extort money from the government. Walmart 62. See, that's where this case is pretty well over. Besides you cleaning it up, Agent John. These people already confessed, including the Vegas, that they made everything up in that office a year ago, March 27th, 25. March 20th, 26th, Walmart, West Husk by the electronics investigator from years ago. How an FBI agent, they confessed that they made everything up, everybody in that office to get away with this, that it never offended them, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. People have been talking about it everywhere, including Katie even confessed that I never threatened her. Why would I? I haven't been part of her church in 23 years. It was 15 at the beginning of the case. And she dates Tim. That's not my problem. That's Linda's. Linda won't deal with it. That's her problem. Avoided her like the plague, so I wouldn't have uncomfortable conversations of being nice to somebody who makes my sister cry and she won't stand up for herself. Trying to stay out of it. And that's why she lied on me. People said because she wouldn't give her the time of day and avoided her. But she's not the God of glory and the great I am that you have to kiss her ass. Right? Go out of your way to say hi to her. Who does she think she is? And lying on me because I wouldn't talk to her. Then when people found out she was teaming with my sister's husband, and that's why we're avoiding her. Nobody blame me. Then who do you think you are getting even with me because I didn't talk to someone? How many times as a child did your parents tell you if they're going to be a troublemaker, don't talk to them, stay away from them? How many times as even a small child? You go to school, if there's troublemakers, stay away from them, don't talk to them, don't even get involved with them. How many times? A lot, huh? From kindergarten on. Not to get in trouble. You don't deal with people like that. Then I want to know why you would get even with me and try to harm me and have me harmed because I just didn't talk to someone because you think they're the God of glory and the great I am. Because you're one of the Almighty God retards. See, these people are off the chart insane. And they're lost in the insanity of getting away with crimes that they should have been arrested by law, federal law, the first day. See, that's where, see, then we found out what they were supposed to drug her and told her they'd been for. Did you know her son defended her and said nobody could say anything bad about her? Then even ask her to watch his kids and be a reliable name on a court record years later. My son wasn't part of having his mother drugged, beat, and raped, and almost murdered for these girlfriends, drug debt to drug dealers, or some guy named Will trying to get nices and paying for some heavyset prostitute that he helped lose weight, plastic surgery, and even a new nose job trying to fix her up. Like people said, he'll probably sell her. The highest bidder, he put that much money into her. These are human traffickers. They want a woman, they just grab one. See, that's where, and him wanting to get nices, he's nuts. That's where did you people not think this wasn't a terrorist act with people being sold, drugged, beat, raped, them trying to extort money from the government? Where do you think it wasn't a terrorist act? Where didn't you? What's wrong with you? See, that's where my son, what did he say on Thanksgiving 18? And no one can say anything bad about you, Mom. Melissa, just have the kids make up something and the church people because you're going through a divorce and going to be moving out. But don't worry about it. Nobody can say anything bad about you. Just be made up. Don't even worry about it. Nobody can say anything bad about you. What else did he say? About a year or two later, when Melissa pulled a mean stunt, he lost custody of his kids. Try to get custody back. Call me up. Mom, I need you to be a reliable name on a court record. To watch Kenzie Carrington and O after school. I was like, John, I don't get off the first job, let alone the second job. I barely make it now. I'm so sorry I can't help you. But Mom, these are my kids. I'll lose them. If you're not a reliable name that I can use on a court record, I'll lose them forever. These are my kids, Mom. I said, John, I can't afford my apartment. And he's pleading with me, and my heart's being ripped out, and there's nothing I can do. One job, I only made $10 an hour. I barely made it. Barely made it. I couldn't help him. Lost his kids, moved to Florida years ago. June 13th, 14th last year, I found out they had somebody impersonate John, asking people to harm me and kill me. My son would never be part of having his mother harmed or killed. He was not part of a drug scam to extort money from the FBI. My son is not a terrorist. He is not a demonic monster from hell that for days drug addict girlfriend that's trying to raise money to pay off her drug debt, her and her family, that is human trafficking people, selling them. He wasn't part of selling people. He wasn't part of having me drugged up with hypnotic drugs and told to say horrible stuff, photoshopped and framed. None of my children were. Danny and Jen didn't even know about it. They didn't report it. They had somebody impersonate them. and they knew nothing of it. And Josh wasn't part of it and knew nothing of it. It was Dave and his occult and that gang member. Those gang members trying to run a scam on the FBI to extort money from it. My children were not involved. And my son would never, ever ask anybody to kill his mother. Like he said, no one can say anything bad about you. Where July 26, 25, an investigator from 18 came in and I told that couple never to say a word to her again. I asked John years ago, and he told me that nothing ever bad happened to him. Then what else did the investigators do last year? July 7th, 25? I'm sorry, June 7th, 25. June 7th, 25. They went to Dr. Greg Haben on Bank Road. What did he tell him? He'd been their pediatrician from 1984 to 2002. 18 years. From the time John was born till he was 18. Seen him 3 or 4 times a year for 18 years. There was never any kind of sign of no neglect, no abuse. And the children were well taken care of. That's medical proof from an MD doctor. Nobody was ever abused, ever. He checked them out head to toe. And because they had seen him since they were born, it was like catching up with an old friend. Hey, 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 in chatterboxes. Children that are abused look away. They look down. They can't make eye contact. You can see their hurt and pain. My kids will look you still straight in the eye and talk your ear off. Little chatterboxes. Now, that's medical proof nobody was ever harmed. Like Dr. Haben said, he would have reported it. See, there's a scam of a doctor taping you unaware, confessing a crime, sat on it till Dave wanted a divorce. There's like 30 years in that statement. They're such retards. It's illegal for a doctor to tape you unaware. It's illegal for him to be in it with Dave. It's illegal for them not to report a crime of knowing someone's getting hurt. And if they could prove somebody got hurt, they go to jail as an accessory. There's like 30 years right there. See what I mean? These people are dumb. But John already verified for the FBI in 18 that nothing bad ever happened to him. See, that's where those 2 agents in the Belton office that would look like Joshy. March 13, 23. She's never heard anyone. Nobody's ever seen anything, and some lady thought she could make money off of it. Told people to stay out of it. What did they say after Thanksgiving of 18? That my whole family spoke highly of me? And what? Melissa's kids were just making everything up to scare me out of my house? What did Officer Mark say? Melissa could go to jail for involving herself in this? Hate to arrest her. Her and her kids. Her kids are little. That they write it up that her and the kids were showing off for David and his girlfriend. What else did they say? Want to keep it up? Want to keep it up? Choose your words carefully. Choose them very carefully. Very carefully. That Melissa's so stupid, she made everything up when she was fishing. You were fishing with Dave. She's actually that stupid. She didn't check where you were. And then January 12th, 22, Officer John, one of those kids get tape stating they made everything up. They're documented in games are printed as a Maslin police put it. Stark County Sheriff's laughed at some guy named Kurt Mayor 21. Just found out those kids are lying. His law. They're documented mean jokes. Like Flora said, of course it never happened. Of course it wasn't true. We made it up. They were games of pretend. Just like my one client on October 5th, 21, who's that crazy Melissa? They all talk about lying everywhere we go. They're talking about her lying in Pennsylvania, Kentucky, and Illinois in 21. They talked about her lying everywhere. Biggest liar on earth. You don't get money for lying. See, that's where the investigator said these church people need to realize how dumb they look, and actually how dumb they look. They're saying somebody had drugged her and told her to say it before Well, they'll have somebody verify they were part of having somebody drugged. That's all they're saying. Then no crime was committed by that person being drugged. See, that's where the dog bite attorney, you have to have proof that you were hurt. You actually have to prove you were hurt. You have to go to the hospital. They have to document the bruises, the broken bones, broken skin, whatever. You have to prove you were harmed by a doctor. Have to have pictures of injuries. They have to have a police report. There has to be a police investigation. Because I had a dog bite, dog warden had to be involved. And then you can't just have a witness. Because you can pay off witnesses where they were offering people millions of dollars to lie. You go along with us, we'll give you millions of dollars of extorted money from the government. You say one thing bad, we'll pay you. And they were paying off witnesses. They caught them. I want you to think about that. They caught them. Paying off witnesses. I want you to think about that. You can't just have a witness. You have to have actual physical proof. Where the dog bit into my arm, where I threw 2 shirts, a coat, his teeth penetrated into my arm, left a perfect imprint of his teeth, and it latched on. I had his DNA on my coat. I took the DNA from the coat before I had a case. You had to have physical evidence. That animal or the person did it. You can't just say it. See what I mean? You can't just roofie somebody either. Like they said, all these people have is a roofie. They need to realize how dumb they are. All they have is a roofie and stocking tapes where they were stalking her and photoshopped washing in the other room, and they drugged her and told her to say it before. That's all they got. They don't have anything else. They have stocking tapes, a photoshopped of washing in the other room, and they have roofied drug confessions of drugging her and telling her to say it before. Under drugs. That's it. And stocking tapes. They don't have anything else. They have nothing. Where they told them in 19, all their evidence was illegally obtained and could never be used. They can't even ever have my medical records. It's a federal crime to even be in presence of them. Without my son consent and picture ID, and I've never met these people. They're just predators running scams on people. People should be horrified. Where they told people that my new husband, Carl, that they were going to have my marriage dissolved, have everything turned back over to their kids, da 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 da, and have him thrown in a nursing home, or they'll have him killed, or this or that. Oh, there's a specialist at the VA. You know what she wants to do to Rick? Not a restraining order, but a protected order over Carl. That none of these people can get near him. And then what? Guess what she's going to do to Rick? She's going to go to his job and get him fired. Guess what else she's going to do? His VA benefits will be canceled. He will be left with nothing when she gets done with him for threatening Carl's life. She's not going to put up with him. And then terrorizing him out of everything. See, it's a federal crime of senior abuse. He should have been arrested. So, see, that's where she even told him Brenda's kids, his stepkids that beat on him, almost killed him before beating on him, took all of his money. She said, do you know by law and the way the law looks at him, because your second wife is dead and they're her children and her ex-husband's children, and they're not your children at all, they look at them as nobodies. Legally, they are nobodies. They were nothing to you legally, and they are nobody to you. And they deserve nothing because they are nobodies. See, that's one thing. You marry somebody who already has kids, you owe those children nothing. You don't even have to supply them a roof over their head. It's their mother and father's place to do it. You don't have to buy them clothes, shoes. They're not your children. You don't have to supply one thing for them. It's not your place. It is their mother and their father's place to provide for those children, not somebody that just marries one of their parents. People that do it, they do it out of the kindness of their heart and owe those people nothing because they're somebody else's children. And they have no financial, no legal right to ever do anything for them. Nor can they even sign a paper to get a tooth pulled on them. They can't sign them out of school. They can't do anything legally for them. They're not their children, and they are nothing in the eyes of the law to them, but married to their mother or father. Get the idea? When you realize Carl, by law, is nothing to these people, and they are nothing to him. The ones that run around, my daddy, my daddy, my daddy, because they're playing him. That judge down there knew that. And it's a classic sign of what they do for abuse to rob the elderly. And she's telling Carl, as long as you stay competent, you can stay married. The VA said, can't say that. No, I reported her to the FBI. She needs to be arrested. And she can't put that in a court order either. And guess who is Carl's medical power of attorney? Been it for 2 years. Me. He asked me when we started dating if anything ever happened to him to make sure he's okay. He made me his medical and financial power of attorney over everything. He didn't trust any of them not to do right by him. I got to go to work. I'm going to upload this. But, you better think about this. Where they're telling all these people they can do all this, the VAs plan on making sure those people have nothing when they get done for terrorizing Carl. And who do you think's stronger? You or the Veterans Association of the United States of America? I take my bet on the VA. Because they deal with senior abuse every day.